Okay, so it's been quite a while since I've done any type of update about myself or my life or my home. I have a lot of you guys, or not a lot, but a few of you asking me about witchcraft videos and things of that nature. And I just want to say that I've gotten to a point in my practice, in my witchcraft, in my spirituality, where it's like everything I'm doing is of that nature. Tending to my garden, which is like tending to crops for the bees, um, taking in stray cats. Like, I am just a loner and an animal person. And like all of the hurt or stray little animals, wild ones, they all come to me. And so that's my life this far, or right now is my life. I have had a great summer so far. As you guys seen in my last video, I got to see my son Briar for a couple days, like a couple weeks ago. Him and his parents drove down here from southern Ohio where they live, and they came to, they did stay, they brought their camper, but they went to a park that was kind of far from where I am. It's like 2 hours almost, on a very dangerous road. 80 Interstate 81. That is like, I follow this like scanner page about the local area, and there is people getting killed on that road every single day. So it's really scary to travel on that road. So me and Allison went out there. It was to Hungry Mother State Park. Briar is just about to turn 7 here in just a couple days. I have to get him a birthday present. Things just like escape my mind, and I feel so bad because I know people feel like I don't like them, or it's like, but I have really bad ADHD, and I just can't, like, if it's not in sight, it's totally not non-existent in my mind for some reason. But yeah, they came down, but next year they plan to come down and stay at a park that is a lot closer to us. That's in Kingsport, actually. So that's going to be really great. But I've just been doing my schoolwork, which actually I've been like really lacking on my schoolwork. I've not been doing it. I've been trying to do it, but it's a lot harder than the other two subjects. So if you don't know, I went to school for natural health, to be a natural health consultant, and a garden and landscape designer. So those two things are kind of tied into my main passion, which is helping people, help themselves, because I don't want to just like have people following my way of life and doing what I say they need to be doing. Like, that's not a leader, and that's not the type of person that I am. What I want for people is to figure out what is best for themselves. How, and a lot of times, like, hard work will help your mind come to a conclusion that a lot of times it's already within you. So that's the natural health consultant. It's like, I wanting to really learn about, so that's a passion of mine, right? So it was really easy to, sorry, I'm like jumping all over the place. I'm like, I haven't talked to a camera or people in a couple days, so I have a lot to say. What was it? Okay, so yeah, those two things were like a really big passion of mine. So the learning part was super easy. I was able to consume the books and get through it really, really quick. Like, I did 3 years of work in less than 2, or really less than 1.5. I got through those really fast because it was like so interesting to me. It was stuff that I was already interested in learning. And so the school work was just like super easy for me. Now, this degree that I'm working on is writing stories for children. And this is proving to be a little bit more challenging for me than the previous two subjects. So, and I've I applied for the school for this degree in December or November, and I've not even got through the first freaking workbook yet. I'm almost there, but it's like really a lot because it's like asking you to write a story, come up with characters and a plot and all this stuff that's like really, really hard for me. It seems like it's like a lot harder for me to get that out of myself. And it's something that I have always wanted to do, was write a book. I just didn't know how to like organize my thoughts enough to make a coherent story. So yeah, that's been a little tough. But you know, other than that, things are going good. I have been keeping my distance from Mark for the last few weeks. You know, when people tell you who they are, it's best to believe them wholeheartedly and move accordingly instead of think like I do. I get so excited and so, I used to. This is like the old me. Right now I'm just like making a cup of tea. Y'all know. The standard cup of tea. It's like a comfort thing. But yeah, you know, in the beginning of Mark and I's relationship, I used to get really blinded by the fluffy talk and all of the, you know, all the hyping up he would get. You know, I used to be easily hyped up, and I would get so excited for all the stuff that I wanted to do with him, and I just totally disregarded anything that he was telling me. And he told me who he was in the beginning. He told me exactly who he was. He was open and honest about it, and I didn't really believe him. 2, I thought maybe he had changed and now he's different. 3, I thought he would never do me like that. You know, I was so conceited and so full of myself that I was like, he'll never do me that way. Like, I'm the best. Like, you know, blah, blah. I was just like so full of it. Because like everyone around me, it was like the first time in my life where I had blossomed and I was pretty. And so I was getting a lot of male attention that I had never gotten before in that way. Even female attention. It's just like a lot of attention I was getting, and I was easily swayed by Mark. And, you know, he is the best salesman in the Southeast United States. Best car salesman. So he can spin a tale. And if you're not careful, you'll just be standing there while he spins tails around you and nothing actually comes of it, you know? And so it's just like all these times that he's telling me that things will be different. He's going to really try. He's going to really try to understand me. And it's like, I don't even want you to understand me. I just want you to fucking respect me as a human being. Like, you don't have to like, you know, understand me and decipher me and like, just treat me like you do other people, you know? Like, how is that so hard? And apparently, it's just, you know, there's so much things that he does, and then he says, oh, I don't even know I'm doing it, which is, I think, is bullshit, you know? It's like anything I tell him or express to him, he's like, oh, you know, he just like takes it with a grain of salt, as if like a little child is telling him some blabber story. And he doesn't treat me like an adult. He condescendingly calls me kid all the time. I'm 35, almost 36, and this motherfucker's calling me kid still. So instead of like telling him that hurts my feelings and that makes me feel belittled and disrespected, because I've told him that and he just continues to do it, I just started calling him grandpa. You know, he says, all right, kid. I said, okay, grandpa. And he's the one that's actually really sensitive about his age and beauty standards and how much he weighs. And so he tries to project all that onto me, and it's fucking exhausting. It's exhausting trying to be the pretty pretty girl and the hottest bitch in the world all the time. It's hard. It's exhausting, and a lot of times it can feel not even worth it to try to put in effort to make those types of people like me, because they don't even like themselves. Yeah, but I still haven't painted my cabinets. I still just have the paint sitting back there in the room. Yeah. That has been my life lately. Let me show you my house, because a lot of you guys like my house. So here's the kitchen, what we're looking like, and I didn't go through and clean. This is just what it's looking like. Oh, Katie's up from her nap. Good morning, Katie. What are you doing? What you doing, little Katie? Oh, little Jaxie's awake too. Oh, good morning, my kitties. Oh, little cat naps in the middle of the day. I'll show you some of my plants, how they're doing. Here's my Monstera, just getting bigger. This is one of its new leaves. You can see how happy she is. We've got up here we've got the Pothos, golden Pothos. She is living her best life. She's now reaching all the way. She's now all the way over here. She was tucked behind that picture, so I had to come over here and pull her out. And this is a cutting of hers. It's just wrapped around up here. And then we've got this guy is a cutting of the main plant as well. And he's getting much bigger. You can see he's coming off of his little things. You can see he's wrapped around totally. And then even in here, he's wrapped around over to there. And then he goes up this way and he stops right there. And then the other one, he comes around here and he has actually attached himself to the wall right there. So you can see my other plants here. That guy needs some water ASAP. But yeah, the living room's still the same. I am starting to get an inkling of wanting to change it around. You can see my, what is this one called? ZZ plant, the Raven ZZ plant. This big old Dracaena. I've had this Dracaena for 5-6 years now, and it was really small when I first bought it. Yeah, he's like getting really tall. And then we got this little tiny lamp that I turn on at night. I got it from the thrift store, and I went to Lowe's and bought this little shade. Yeah, it's a cute little lamp that I turn on at night. It's like a little night light. It's just enough light. And let me update you on my miniatures as well, because I did go onto Temu, and I found some really cool miniatures for pretty cheap. So I found these like set of these little like acrylic dishes. There's that little punch bowl, and it had all these little cups. And these little bottles I got off Temu, little wine glass. Oh, this from, oh, look at the little thing, that from my yard. This little thing from Temu, look, it's the teeny tiny little sewing kit, but the cool thing is all of the little things come out of there. I have another little sewing kit that I was gifted, these little tiny ones, but the stuff doesn't come out. So yeah, that's how my little, it's filling up. Oh, and this little thing off from Temu as well, this little plant propagation station, and these little things come out. I'm actually going to paint this. Look at that. So cute. Oh my God, I just want to squeeze it. And then that little penny from Hungry Mother State Park. Yeah, that's an update, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys all are doing really, really well. And I will see you again soon. Bye.